when some of us were still in denial, total despair, kind of still balled up in a fetal position after Trump was elected. I gathered with some of you above the screen and armor here, and that evening there was about 400 of us that packed in there, and we said with a resounding voice that yes, there are progressives in the Northland, yes, we care about our communities, and yes, we are going to take back the conversation from local government, county government, state government, and on up. And with some of you, the last 5 years we've been in this journey together. It's so great to see those of you who have been with Northland Progress since the beginning. It's also great to see so many faces that are new here this evening. And whether you're new to the area, whether all of a sudden you said, hey, I want to know about the people who are running for office, I care about one of the issues that Allison just mentioned, whether it was we have to protect a woman's right to choose. I have conversations every day at the door with voters, and I can tell you that the number one issue that is going to bring people out this November is reminding them that extremists have taken over state government in Missouri, and that we have to push back because, ladies and gentlemen, those who call themselves pro-life are going to be showing up at the doors, or are going to be showing up at the polls, and we've got to make sure that we are showing up too, and we've got to get out our neighbors, our friends, and our coworkers to vote as well. I have, just quickly about my background, I was a teacher for 13 years. I'm a mom to 3. There's some of my actually all 3 kiddos are here. We haven't lost anybody yet this week, but and then my husband Greg is here, who's been an awesome supporter, knocks doors like crazy with me for our date nights, is what we call them now, because that's our time to meet from the kids and we get dinner and then it counts as a date, right? But for 13 years, I was a teacher, and I realized how important it was to push back against some of the extreme rhetoric at every level, and making sure that we truly are protecting public education in this state. And so I've been very proud for the last few years to serve on the Elementary and Secondary Education Committee, to serve on the Budget Committee and fight for fully funding public schools as well as the public school transportation. And then I also serve as a member of the Children and Families Committee as well. So this, as we just figured out, because we pulled up our countdown, we have 52 days until the November 8th election. We need to make sure that we are able to reach as many voters as possible here in the Northland. So if you're interested in getting involved volunteering, we would love to have your help. Please see any of the candidates here, and we will get you connected, whether it is going door to door, whether it's making phone calls, whether it's texting, whether it is writing postcards. We need your help. If you're not able to give of your time, then we would love if you are able to do any sort of contribution whatsoever to help us make sure that we're able to connect with voters. I will keep it short because I know we all want to talk. So let me pass it off to Ashley Onion. Tag. Thank you, Craig.
Hello. It is so good to be here today, and it's so great to see all of your faces. Like Maggie said, new faces, returning faces. It's so good to be back with my Northland Progress folks. I'm Ashley Ani. I am the state representative in the 14th district. Right now, the new 14th district covers it's mostly Kansas City, but we are 72nd Street all the way up to 435 on the north side, and then we kind of follow I-29 down, but then jut across at Berry Road around Zona Rosa and Weatherby Lake and come back around. So that's the new district. And this year my district got a little bit more competitive with redistricting, so it's going to be a little bit tougher to hold on to this seat. I won the seat by 7.5 points 2 years ago, and I'm very proud of that. But the lines are different and the numbers are different. So I've been knocking doors since June, and what Maggie said is absolutely true. I can't tell you how many people on both sides of the aisle, folks who claim they are Democrats, Independents, and Republicans, have said to me that Missouri's gone too far. The most effective talking point that I have found on doors is talking about extremism. I am a Democrat, and I am so proud of the values that Democrats espouse. And I really, truly, in my heart of hearts, believe that Missouri is a little bit bluer than our votes would, or I guess our representation would suggest. Yes, sir. And it's a matter of talking to people the right way, using the right language, meeting them where they are, and making sure that they understand what's truly at stake with such an extreme government. I spoke to someone today actually, and he said, I consider myself a conservative. And I said, I was like, I talk to a lot of conservatives. In fact, I'm friends with a lot of conservatives now. I've got, 100 something of them down in Jeff City now. Well, they're not all friends, but the most important thing I've learned in this job is to listen to those conservatives, and to listen to the libertarians, and to listen to the folks who believe, to me, some of the most bizarre things you could possibly believe. Because government was built for consensus. Government was built to meet in the middle and to build coalitions and to get people on your side with persuasion, with data, with relationships. And that is what we are called to do in Jefferson City as a member of a super minority. We're hoping to break that, of course. We need your help to hold on to seats like mine, to gain seats like Jamie's, and to flip a couple others across the state, like Fantasia's, like Sarah's in the Senate district. We've got an uphill battle here in Missouri. We really, really do. But with your help, we can get there. We really can. It starts with conversations with your neighbors, and they're uncomfortable conversations. I know that. I have them every day. I talk about abortion with people every day. And what I've learned is that it's not about abortion. It's about our freedoms. It's about our right. It's about government intrusion. One of the things I truly believe is that bureaucrats have absolutely no business in our doctors' exam rooms, and that fundamentally, most folks agree with that. So I encourage you to start having some difficult conversations in the next 52 days. Seek out your colleagues, seek out your family members, seek out your neighbors, seek out your friends. Make sure they're registered to vote, make sure they're going to vote, make sure they have a plan to vote. That's a big one. But more importantly, talk to them about why it's so important to you. Talk about your lived experience. Talk about why you're a Democrat, why you're voting for the people you're voting for and the issues you're voting on. It is so important, and this year we have such a huge opportunity. We have marijuana legalization on the ballot, which is a huge issue across both parties. And, if we can get folks out to vote this year, we can absolutely end the supermajority. We can absolutely start taking back control of the Missouri House and the Missouri Senate. It's a long game, y'all. We are not going to take the gavel back next year or 2 years or 8 years, but it will happen. It really will. And if we start investing now and we start working now, that's how we do it. So you being here is a huge start. The next step is to sign up and knock doors with us and make phone calls with us and show up on election day when we need folks to man the polls. We need volunteers, you guys. I can't tell you how excited I was to see all the protests after the Dobbs decision came down, and so disheartened I've been since then by the lack of volunteers who have been showing up to help folks like us in tough races. So I encourage you to not only step up yourself, but encourage your friends and family to join you as well. We need help. We can't do it alone, but we're trying to save democracy in Missouri, y'all. So join us. Thank you. Jamie Johnson, please. What would you like to know?
Thank you, Ashley. If I have learned nothing from this campaign, I have learned not to follow Maggie like Ashley. They are powerhouses. Just take all the talking points. Thank you. My name is Jamie Johnson. I am running for state representative in District 12. I am running because I believe we can do better. That's the simple in and out of it, black and white of it. I think my opponent is more of the same extremism that Ashley talked about, more of the same that Maggie talked about. And I really believe in, educating our children and educating on the whole history of what has gone on in this country. Facts are facts at the end of the day. And history is a collection of people's individual stories, right? My experience may be different from yours, but it's no less valid, right? So I believe in that. I believe that right to work is wrong for Missouri. We need to give people the opportunity to collective bargain, and we need to give people the opportunity to make sure that they are asking for they're asking for what everybody wants, right? Fair wages and safe working environments. What's so wrong with that? I believe that I do not have the right, I don't care what my religion is, I do not have the right to tell you what to do with your body or whether or not you have to carry a child. That is wrong. Your choice is none of my business. Your healthcare choices and your doctor, like Maggie said, as a state legislator, I should not be sitting next to you and your family, next to your doctor, trying to make a decision. That is dumb. That is dumb. I feel like we need to stay out of people's business. There is a lot of personal freedoms that are on the line when we start telling people what they have to do with their autonomy, with their bodily autonomy. That's a slippery slope, folks. That's a real slippery slope. Because if we can tell a woman that she has to carry a baby, what's next? What's next? And so we are moving in the wrong direction. We've been moving in the wrong direction for a very long time in Missouri, and we have to change course. And if we don't do it now, we have to do it ASAP. And so I did not ever plan to run for public office, but there's a calling and it's needed. And so I'm fulfilling that calling. Thanks, Ashley. Ashley is the one who called. So I would love to have your vote. If you live in District 12, I would love to have your vote. I would love to have your help. I know Ashley said we need volunteers. Let me give you specific dates. I am at the, no joke, I am at the Democratic headquarters, 7124 Northwest Prairie View Road. It's in the H&R Block office around the corner from the old Kmart. Y'all know where it is. On every Tuesday until the election, we're doing phone banking, we're doing postcards, we're putting signs together, whatever's needed. We're usually there at 6 o'clock with the campaign. Hold on to the Parkville train because it's Parkville. Oh, maybe you can hear me over it. So yeah. So Parkville. I called him out. He had to. He's a John will tell you about that. Okay. So every Tuesday at the Democratic headquarters in Platte County Democratic headquarters. Ashley is there on Thursday. I have Tuesdays on lock. Ashley has Thursdays on lock. We need your help. We can't do this without you. I have a lot of phone calls to make. We're expecting about a turnout of 16,000 in District 12 alone. I need to reach 10,000 people multiple times before November 8th. So we need your help. I am going to pass the mic to Eric Woods because we always forget Eric. I'm sorry, Eric. And he's the next state representative candidate to come and speak. Thank you all. Woo. He already won, but he doesn't have challenges, so that's why we're here.
Don't quit our tweet. So hello everyone, like Jamie said, my name is Eric Wood. My name is Eric Woods, and if she thought she had a bad avenue to follow Ashley, I have a triply bad avenue to follow Ashley and Jamie and Maggie. So have some pity on me. And like Jamie said, I'm going to try and keep this short because I actually don't have an opponent in November, so I am running unopposed in the 18th district, which is North Kansas City and Kansas City south of Inglewood to the river, and then a little arm up between 169 and Platte County. So if you live in Cook County and that area, I'll be representing. So I look forward to that. One of the things that I want to touch on is something that Jamie mentioned. Thematic. I think we're all here because we have shared values. And something that I think has been really interesting, especially given a lot of the rhetoric that seems to come from Republicans, is that Democrats are now the party of freedom. And I mean, it really happens for a long time, right? Despite what Republicans seem to say. The freedom to do what you want with your own body, the freedom to have your kids get a good public education and read whatever books they want and learn accurate history, the freedom to get a good wage, and the freedom to organize with your coworkers and stand up for your rights at work. The freedom to vote unimpeded, without interference or any trickery or deceit from the government trying to hold you back. And so the issues and the conversations that we're having a lot of the time are really about freedom and the fact that we have an extremist government that is really trying to intrude on our lives, that is trying to tell us what we can and can't do, and people, Americans don't like that. And so I think we are going to see, I'm hoping we're going to see some really tremendous results this year, but those results don't come without hard work. And each of these women who came before me, and Fantasia 2 or other State House candidate, I'm going to call you after I'm done. But I think, they're calling for volunteers, and I think you all, if you're not aware, truly understand and appreciate that the majority of the seats that these women are running for are true. These are 50-50 seats. And so I would not be surprised if one or more of these seats is won or lost by less than 100 votes this year. And so when Jamie stands up and Ashley stands up and Maggie and Fantasia stand up and they say, we need volunteers, listen to them. Because you going out and knocking on a door, you making a phone call or sending a text message, that could be the one vote that wins us District 12. Or that could be the one vote that sends Ashley back to Jefferson City. So, if we all have these shared values, we're all progressives, we all believe in the same things. We all want people in government who believe in those things, who are going to fight for real people. Like, we all have to do our part. And so I would really encourage you to connect with any of these candidates and just figure out what you can do. And whether it is one door knocking shift, whether it is writing 100 postcards, whether it is sending 50 text messages, right? Every little bit helps, and it's going to take every single one of us to get us over that number. And so I thank you all for coming out tonight. This is a really great showing and supporting our terrific candidates. And I'm going to now call on Fantasia Bernauer, candidate for the 16th State House District.
Hi everyone, I am Fantasia Bernauer and I'm running in House District 16, which includes Oak Park and Staley High School. I had the privilege of teaching at Oak Park High School right before the pandemic. And then after coronavirus, I decided to do it virtual for a little bit. Now I'm back in Butch Hoover School, which I'm absolutely loving. And I'm learning all the different aspects of education and where we need to change things. So obviously education is one of my passions. Another big one is mental health. It is, call me crazy, but I think that basic human needs should not be a struggle. Food, water, shelter, safety, healthcare, including mental health care. They need to be provided by our government, in my opinion. And that's something that I will strive for some justice. I will be here for a little bit afterwards if you guys have any questions. Otherwise, I will give this over to Chris. Chris, maybe?
Thank you very much. My name is Chris Kanigan. I am running for Kansas City City Council 1st District, which beginning in August of 2023 will be all of Kansas City north of Berry Road. But forget about that, because the reason that I'm here today, I'm also chair of the Clay County Democrats, and we're focused on November. And if you can't get excited about, Maggie, and Ashley, and Jamie, and Eric, and Fantasia, and John, and these candidates that are here today, I don't know what it's going to take. So, like I say, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be supportive. I'll come talk to you after November, but right now we need to be focused on November and our great candidates who are running and need your support. So let's focus on those and let's get them across the line. And I will turn this over to John DeVore, who is running for presiding commissioner right here in Platte County. Right? He is very much needed on the Platte County Commission.
I'm John DeVore, running for Platte County Commission. I didn't have anything planned here. I didn't plan on speaking, but up here in Platte County right now, we're looking at a lot of issues. We're looking at our library board. The Republican people up here are attacking the libraries, the school districts, and everything from the inside. So we need to get a hold of that. We've just pulled a bunch of sunshine requests, so we're looking at a lot of numbers from Sona Rosa and deal that they got going on there with destroying our credit record. We're looking at they got me on the spot here. We're looking at just the transparency in our government. You can't even go to our website and find out who's on our boards and commissions. As of right now, I got a lot of that paperwork. It looks like it's going to be about 95% Republican that they're putting in charge, but we can't hold any of them accountable. I'm pretty much running my campaign. A big part is mental health, and I've been working a lot with Synergy, getting donations from them. We're wanting to get, if I get in, their Children's Services Fund in. Our current county commissioner told Synergy that mental health issues shouldn't be handled by them, it should be handled by the church and the families. So they're doing a real good job at it right now if you look at it. Our county commissioners, the other candidate who I'm running against, I brought up a bunch of stuff about him with him back in CRT and the elimination of diversity and inclusion in our schools. So we were supposed to have a meeting, town hall, and he's backed out now. He will no longer attend any events or anything that I'm in. So we're not even going to get a discussion over that or hear anything that he's has to say as long as I'm there, which could be a good thing because then it'll just, his point won't get across and we don't have to worry about people listening to me. So I pushed a lot of buttons and I'm going to continue to, because if I'm putting out the truth, then there's no reason that I shouldn't be putting this information out, and everybody needs to know. We're going to start hitting this north part of Platte County, so we're going to be looking for volunteers to get up there with us. Having a hard time finding people, so if you're interested, just let us know. But look forward to seeing you guys and hopefully getting into the spot. Thank you. I'll bring up Sarah Shorter here.
Hi, I'm Sarah Shorter. I'm running for State Senate District 34, which is all of Platte County and the western part of Buchanan. So, Platte County, pure play, I'm sorry. Everybody's saying that they feel bad going after other people, and I just kind of black out when I do public speaking. So, if something's going to come out of my mouth, I hope it touches you. So, we've all talked about a lot of issues that are really important, and I think that there's a through line of healthcare and education. And if you heard a soft woo when the library was mentioned, that was me. I do work at one of our libraries, and I also work at one of our hospitals downtown. And one of the things that I have been thinking about a lot lately is, what is government for? Because we have a lot of people who don't like big government, but then they propose legislation that says the entire state needs to be deciding what goes on with Kansas City's police department, or that you don't have the right to certain healthcare benefits. And it's going to sound really nerdy. It's going to be one of the nerdiest things I say, but government should be a little bit like libraries. Because the whole point of a library is not to tell you what to read or what to do. It is to provide you access. It is to give you an opportunity to learn things, to get resources that you need. It's supposed to be helpful. And I think that that is the point of government. If we have to have a government, if we're not going to live in anarchy, then we may as well have a government that actually does something for us. And I think that that is the point of government. It is to care about people when it's hard to care about them. Because it's not about what you feel, it's not about what you believe, it is a system. I think this is really important when we start talking about healthcare and housing, and about, addiction and things like that. Because sometimes we can't just leave it to the churches and the families, because that clearly isn't working. One of the things that I feel really passionately about is youth mental health care. Working at a hospital downtown has been one of the most eye-opening things that I have ever done. And looking at these teenagers, at these kids who are having severe mental health crises all the time, every single day, is a little heartbreaking. I have depression. I know what that's like. And to know that they are going through some of the trauma that none of us can even understand, with what's going on in their schools and what's been going on with COVID. And people kind of look at it and they're like, I don't know, why is this happening? It's like, no, they are going through an incredible amount of trauma. And I don't think anybody's prepared for that. We need to start funding our mental health care resources. We need to make them more available. We need to sorry, that's what happened to me with the children's and just seeing how we have started to fail our community is very disheartening. And I think that's one of the biggest things in my race, is seeing how Tony Lukemeyer has really just not even looked at what would be helpful to this district. That there's nothing about healthcare, there's nothing about schools. It's a very, very limited set of legislative priorities that include making his job as a lawyer easier, and the Kansas City Police Department. And we know that, but he lives here in Parksville, which I think is very interesting. If you live in District 34, I hope that you tell your friends about me. I hope that you vote for me, because I do care about this district. I've lived here. I've lived in the Northland for the majority of my life. This is my home, for better or for worse. And I'll admit I have tried to leave, and it hasn't worked out very well for me. So I'm here, and I'm stuck here. And if I'm going to be stuck here, then I'm going to either be a problem for you, or I'm going to be a help for you, depending on where you fall in that spectrum. I just want to thank all of you for having us out here today, and I don't know who's coming next.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Michael Kelly. I'm a candidate for KCMO City Council in the 5th District at large. Really simple way to explain is, if any of you have ever been to Swope Park or the zoo, congratulations, you've been to the 5th District. So the reason why I'm running is because of those two right there. I am running because of my daughters. I was raised with this idea that we are supposed to leave this world in a better place